Ready to love. I choose you. You choose me. Nobody's choosing nobody. Hey, ChatSuite family. How you doing today? I am here with my girl, Shawnee, and we are in the thick of this listen. Ready to love. I choose you. Final episode. Shawnee, I mean, did it go the way we thought it was going to go?
Not exactly. Not exactly. I was a little disappointed in some of the outcomes. I'm disappointed in my girl. I mean, I love her, my little niecey, Kyra, because to me, she knew that she didn't want to be with that guy. AJ, she wasn't going to choose him. She should have just bowed out. She should not have stayed when he asked her to stay. She should not have stayed. She should have just, that wasn't right. I mean, because he went on a limb and chose her instead of Alexis.
Yeah.
And then look what happened.
Yep, absolutely. So,
and then my thing is, she could have picked. I mean, okay, I'm jumping. Sorry, go ahead, baby.
Go ahead.
Because I'm thinking, like the whole thing. Like most people, what they said, it wasn't that they didn't propose marriage. You know, when they went and met each other, don't propose marriage. They said, let's explore. I like you. I'm digging you. I think we have a good connection. I want to keep this going.
Which is
yeah. Go ahead.
Which is so interesting that you would say that, because again, at the end. And we know, family, we jumped ahead. We're going to zip it right back. But in the end, when Kyra talked to AJ, Ashlyn, which we love your name, AJ.
I like that, right?
You're using that name, Ashlyn. But yeah, when she said, you know what, whoever I pick, I'm 10 toes down. I'm like, girl, like, what do you mean 10 toes down? Like, I mean, was she on there to pick somebody to marry? Or maybe she was.
But that's not the premise of the show. It says ready to love. And I said ready to get married. This is ready to love. I mean, of course, you know, ultimately, when you love someone and you have a close, companionship and relationship, you want to eventually get married, but not right in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, was it? I mean, come on. Come on.
Family, listen. This was the final episode. I choose you. Everybody met everybody's family, and that was really great. So it started out right off the rip. Venetia and Joelle, they were the ones set to meet each other's family first. Venetia had everybody come to the park with her family. She just had her daughter, her mom, and her stepdad. And so Joelle came in. They had a really great meeting. The dad was really, wanting to see, was he someone that could work out with Venetia's strong personality. Everybody keeps talking about
that's a personality.
Yeah, that she's a little bossy. And, so this is not like the first time we've heard this. So I'm sure Joel's ears are perked up like, that's interesting. But
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to me, that feels like, that's like, I don't know, that for some men, that might be like red flag territory. I don't know though, when it's like, she's got a straw, I'm going to be more feminine. I'm going to be less aggressive and aggressive. That's the theme throughout the show. So like and she admits she stands with that, or she says that she's aggressive. And that's like,
And so I was wondering when she was saying that, was it coming from the vein of she's been a single mom, and so she's had to be the mom, the dad, and carry everything. So she had to have that strength on her. So that's why I think, because she keeps saying like, even when they were getting near the end, and I'll just say this little tidbit where she said, I wanted my children to see me in love and a man treating me really great. I wanted them to see a softer side of me. Because, and that's what brought me back a little bit, where I was like, well, maybe it's been because she's been that mom and dad in that space. But, her and Joelle, she met his family, he met her family. Everything went off without a hitch with him meeting her family. In the end, her dad was like, how you doing, son-in-law? And the mom and the daughter, they were just like, we both like you. I'm impressed. Her mom still had a little stern look on her face, as a mom would, but she seemed like she thought Joelle was a great pick for her. Would you say that too, Shani?
I think she did, because it seems that all three of them, even the daughter was like, she hasn't been this excited or talked about anybody in such a long time. And I think y'all going to make it. I think y'all going to go places, something like that. I was like, oh, yeah. So that was cute. So it was a consensus that, hey, this is it. From her side.
I love that too. So that was really good for her side. Went on to Liz and Jason, where Jason had to meet Liz's family. And so her brother wanted to know right off the top, like, when he comes in, can us smash with him? Really meaning like get down to the get down. And Liz was like, go ahead on and smash. So Jason came in, and of course he wooed him. Because he wooed him right off the top with that prayer.
I'm going to say this. I think it was fake. I think it was
going to say that. I knew you was going to say that.
I think it was fake. I'm sorry. He knew, he knows her background. He knows how she is. And so he came there with that so he could do that. That was fake to me. That whole thing was, now you talking about disingenuous? That to me was disingenuous. Because he's like, oh, and then he had that scripture. Oh, I'm like, because he has never, well, maybe like I said, we don't know what they have on the cutting room floor, the unedited clips. But he has never been one to just like quote scripture and da da da. I mean, to me, I just felt like he was just playing a role.
So he didn't come off the top. Like we didn't identify him as a church guy like we did David, because that wasn't like his conversation off the top. But I do think somewhere within that, him dating Liz, they did identify with one another that he was God-fearing. And that was something that she was leaning toward him in that way too. After, even when she was with David, she was just like, she remembered that Jason had that faithfulness and Christianity inside with him as well. I do believe that he had talked about it a little bit. Yeah, it wasn't as pronounced as how David was, just where we thought like, oh, their connection is like hot on that one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but I know what you say. I did say to myself that Jason knew exactly what Liz wanted, how she is, and you knew what to say to this family, but they were all like, ooh, like, they loved it. So they went on, and brother, like you said, asked him about the scripture. He was able to quote those scriptures out on which one that he loved. And I was like, oh my goodness. So which made her feel absolutely wonderful. She was so happy that
on cloud nine. She was on cloud nine.
I mean, her family was loving it. It was just like, ooh. One thing that I thought was interesting too, and everybody who didn't see it, that Jason said he brought back that questioning situation. He said this didn't feel like a question session. It felt like sitting with the family and talking. So that must be really something with him. Like he doesn't like that interrogation space,
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, a lot of people would not enjoy that. I don't. Yeah.
But that's probably something hard for Kyra to work through because she's an attorney. And that's just her natural being. Like, she's on that space for 8-10 hours a day. I mean, that's who she is. She's living and breathing that. So that might be, something that she has to put on the shelf when she's dating, because that you can see just in her conversation, she's thinking about, like she doesn't speak. She's
right.
Just, you know what I'm saying?
Like the wheels be turning. Like,
right. She's like, to me, like throughout this whole process, whenever she makes a comment, I always feel like she's on that lawyer's coming out right then and there. Even when I will go talk about it a little bit, but even when she met AJ's mom, and AJ's mom was talking to her when she wanted to say what happened with their first date, it's like that lawyer came out. She was like, well, it's just the way her conversation.
Yeah.
But I know it's probably, I'm sure she gets that from guys all the time. But yeah, so Jason and Liz had a good interaction. He had a good interaction with the family, went on to Chris and Amber. And so Amber was meeting Chris's brothers, and they were super protective of Chris.
Yeah, to me, they just jumped right on in. Like Amber said that, I didn't like that a little bit. I mean, to me, it was just too much.
I think it was, not only was it too much, you were asking questions that weren't realistic. And that's, what I'm saying? When they when they said, when they asked the age-old question, which you and I hate, and most women hate, which is, you're wonderful, you're beautiful, you have an amazing job, why are you not married? Ask that to anybody who's not married.
In this whole world. I mean, really.
What are you talking about? Do you think women hate that? I mean, I'm sure men have to hate that too, right?
Yes. I know some men who hate it too. Yes.
Hey, like
we're in the same situation. You're
talking to somebody, because that's questioning their character. Like something's wrong with me. Like nothing's wrong with me. Like I guess I just haven't met the right guy or the right woman.
And I like the way she came. That's what she made it clear. That's not it. Hey, why haven't I let anybody, be in my space or be whatever? It's not about, like.
Thank
you.
I
have to have a character flaw. Come on, dude. Really?
And a character flaw. I was like, hold on, Kenan. Now you're going too far because.
No, right?
And I said to myself, if she has a character flaw, she's not telling you right now. So why are you even asking that question? So that's why I was like, these questions are, I was like, man, I know you guys want to protect his heart because of what happened before. And then that was the other thing when they said family, they were like, we know what happened to Chris on the last episode. It's right off the top. I was like, listen, don't start talking to me about what happened with somebody on the last. I don't have anything to do.
Nothing to do with that. It's not even mine.
With that. I don't know her. She doesn't know me. Like, what does that have to do with me? Like, don't even say that. So I know his brother was leading with good intentions, but that line of questions I thought was just like, that wasn't the right, that wasn't the right.
I mean, like childish a little bit, you know?
Right. So, when Ira and AJ had their interaction, their meeting, she had him to meet her mom and one of her great girlfriends, who is an attorney as well. So, oh my goodness.
The inquiry began.
Listen, AJ sat down. The mom was like, I'm super happy to meet you. And I've heard a lot about you. He said, vice versa. I've heard a lot about you. And I mean, they came out the gate like a racehorse.
Blazing.
He was like, whoo. He said, if you see a bead of sweat, no, I feel like I'm on the first 48 hours.
Dang, I didn't hear that part.
Yes. Oh my God. He said, Phil, no, I feel like I'm on the first 48. I got so tickled at that because I'm like,
hilarious.
So like they were shooting those questions at him left and right. But really, Kyra's mom kind of backed down and went a little bit, she was kind of taken by him.
Yeah.
Even Kyra said herself, I don't know what type of magic potion he has that he starts talking and women are really like charmed by him. Right, Shani. And so because she was like, come on, Ma, like, toughen it up, ask him some more questions, ask him the hard
Give him the business. She wanted to give him the business.
Right, give him the business. So she can really kind of see. Go ahead, Shani.
But I think it's like, was that going to say, did she want them to ask the direct questions that then that would make her like say, okay, maybe I will choose him? Because then she seemed like she got a little disappointed when he didn't say, when the mother asked, what would the future hold for you guys if you guys were to claim each other at the end or whatever. And he was like, I don't really know. But I mean, I wasn't mad at that answer though. Were you? I mean, what'd you think? So I'm like, I'm like, Kyra, come on, you're an attorney too. You know better than this. What are you doing, little girl? I love you though, but what?
And that's what I was saying. Like you said, we love our little Kyra baby. And I know somebody's already got her picked up. But I'm just thinking like, when watching her journey through the show and then watching that interaction with them there, and I was just like, what? I mean, not what do you want, but what was wrong with him saying, I'm not sure. We've only been dating. If she was dating someone off the show for 4 or 6 weeks, that person probably might not normally know whether or not they're getting married or they're 10 toes down.
No.
I mean, we could just still be, maybe we haven't even been out on a lot of dates in that time because you're busy, I'm busy, but we've been consistent with one another for 6 weeks. So what was wrong with him saying, I don't know the future? I mean, she might dump me. I don't know the future. I mean,
exactly.
I could tell you as a man, he could say, well, they wanted him to say what my intentions are to, in a couple of months, I could see Kyra and I could see myself proposing to her. Like, I was like,
seriously?
Seriously? Oh my goodness. I was just like, Kyra, like, I don't know. She's got me a little bit confused on this. And I know, we're coming down to the reunion coming up, family, the next 2 episodes of the reunion. So hopefully a lot of answers are revealed just on questions that we've had about these cutting floor edits that we didn't see.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, AJ got through the questions. One thing that her girlfriend was not really feeling it. She said that, she said, I'm not going to be as easy with you. She said, I want to know, like, do you feel this could go in a space where you could feel that fire burning? Or she said, because right now I feel like the heat is low. Like, I said, ooh.
And then she was like, I don't know. What I learned about, I don't know if your representatives have met you or have introduced. What?
Yes. When she said
like shade, wasn't that shade?
She said, I don't know if you and your representatives have met one another. So and kind of looked like, she's like, huh? Because that was almost like, you're meeting somebody, they're just going to put on their best face forward. They're not, and for me, tell me if I'm wrong. I would rather you come in with a good impression than you come in acting a fool. And where they're like, well, we know for a fact this, I don't know, because if something's coming out, it's going to bubble to the top, so, and Kyra is a smart girl. She seems like a smart girl. I'm sure she wouldn't let any grass grow under her feet. And her eye is always open for anybody who's making a false move. But, that's what she had her folks there for, to make sure. So, we turned around and Amber and Chris had to meet Amber's family, which she had a big brother there and her sister and a friend. And, I thought it was interesting. Amber's brother says he thought Chris being in 4 serious relationships was a lot. I was like, is it?
At 41? I mean, like, come on. I mean, 21, that'd be different.
Hey, but I was like,
41, come on, dude.
I didn't feel that, but I love that Chris really eased her family's tension by saying that, he would really like to take care of her. He would be there to make sure the job didn't become too much because they know she's so career driven. And that's, her job and everything. They said she's our superstar. So we're super protective.
Oh, that was so sad. I thought that was so cute.
Yeah.
Their little interaction. And then, it's like he would let her, he's saying he wouldn't let work overtake her. He's going to be there to support her and to help her avoid that situation. So I thought that was cute. I thought that was good. I do hope they work out though. I hope they work out.
Me too. I really like them together. I mean, he really seems like he really wants to have somebody, Yeah, go ahead. What you say?
No, I think so too. It does. It seems like that. So I just hope that it just really, because they seem like they have a genuine connection. Yes. So I'm like, my fingers are crossed, like, to what the risk is going to happen, what's going to be said on the reunion.
And Joel had a chance to bring Vernisha to his house to meet his family, sister, and his niece. Niece holds a big space in his heart because she really helps out with the children and everything. So Vernisha came in. The sister was like, "Oh yeah, okay, you're beautiful." Da, 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 da. One of the things that stuck out to me, his sister said something that Vernisha had said before, which was, "I'm territorial." So she must have meant like, I'm territorial what with my brother,
right? So like they are, you can see them from that statement. I kind of felt that they were gonna bump heads. So eventually, if they stay together, they probably gonna bump heads. With that statement alone.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. And so Vernisha was like, I am too. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, here we go. What I thought was interesting also is that Joelle's sister said when Vernisha got ready to leave, because so she said, I think she likes you a little too much. And so he said that he kind of agreed. But
so we say, when we say too much, so is it too much because of the time frame that they have interacted? Or is it too much because he's not feeling the same way? I mean, what is it too much? I mean, too much in regards to what? What are they measuring? I think
it was too much for the time frame, because even because his sister said, I think she likes you a little bit too much, and he said, I know what you're kind of saying on that, especially for the time frame. So maybe if the show was 6 weeks taping, he may have felt like, okay, like she likes me and I like her, but slow it down, because he is in a different space, meaning she's a single mom. And she's been a single mom without the dads. Haven't had any intel on what's happened with the fathers. But he is a gentleman whose wife has died out of these twins' life. And so, I'm sure is treading real light, because he wants to make sure whoever's coming into this space is somebody that can truly acclimate to these children.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's probably, God rest Courtney's soul. I mean, I don't know.
And that's a bad thing, but I mean, that's another story. So sad, tragic.
Yes, don't know what that's so, but yeah, I'm sure he's just like, wanting to make sure that I bring a lady into this space. Because I have a friend that has a daughter, and that's one thing that he talks about all the time, is just like really wanting to make sure that he meets a woman who would be really great with his daughter too. And hopefully, want them to get along. And so when you have that child, you're no longer just about, for me, like Vernisha said herself too, I've been very particular about men coming around my children, even if she said she had any men come around. I know she was saying like, that's been a thing for her, because she didn't want a lot of men coming around her kids.
I appreciate that though, because that's not a good, it's not a good thing to have men running in and out of your child. They get used to somebody, and then he the next one, and it's like that's how do you explain
both
that?
sides, men and women,
yeah. Both
sides. Absolutely. Yeah. So, and then for that man, just always thinking about honoring. Goodness, I want somebody to be as wonderful, as sweet as their mother. That has to be something. So, something about what I thought was interesting too was Joel's niece reminded Joel that he said the same thing about Courtney when they were dating, that she seemed like she really gravitated toward him and really was liking him, maybe more than he was liking it. And listen, part of that could be his fault, because he's doing all that sweet baby talking and baby, you looking good, and baby, women like all that stuff.
Right. talk.
Yeah, charming and sweet talking, and we love that kind of stuff. So you know, like it can tend to soften you up and make your heart fall even faster. So you know, he has to watch that too. You know, like how he shows his emotions.
Right, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
And
then is he just thinking like? And then another thing, I'm gonna look on the flip side of that. Like, I mean, what are you? Feeling yourself? Is your head big? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they like me too much, or is it because you hold? You know, that's to me. I'm looking at it like that too. Like, why? Oh, everybody like you too much? What?
You know, but that's good because, like you said, everybody sees a different side of that. Like, you know, somebody's talking certain stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so went on Jason and Liz. So Jason got his mom up right with Liz right off the top. Jason's mom said something that was so interesting, which made me think about what you said Kyra's ex-boyfriend said to her was about that money and being good with finances. She said, Liz, I want to talk money. That's what Jason's mom said right off the top. I want to talk money. So that's something. So that might be something with Jason. Because remember, you said you wondered if that bothered him. This ex mentioned about her finances.
Right.
Yeah. Because there might be some talk within Jason and his mom. Like make sure a woman's good with her money, like you know what I'm saying?
Because you don't have any, so you need to know what I'm saying.
Well, or maybe I was like, maybe Jason's sitting on a bankroll that don't nobody know about. And his mother's like, you know, he can maybe dabbling in stocks and he got his money. You never know. Like, you know,
that's true. That's true.
Money is all good. And his mother is like, you make sure you have a woman that's good with money too. Somebody's not gonna run through, who knows? Maybe got an inheritance. I'm just saying, like, because it's something with this money thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It seems to be that.
Yeah. So like I said, maybe he has some money and nobody, you know what I mean? His mother's like, well, how are you with money, lady? And so, but Liz said she answered and said, you know what? She went to private school. So you know, like maybe her parents were doing okay for themselves. She said they had given her a great life. She said, but she understood and she knew how to, you know, she knew both sides of the coin. She had to run some hot bath water to make it work. And because she's a CEO of a company or her own company, so I'm not sure what it is, but maybe through her entrepreneurship and building her own company, it was some time she had to, you know, tighten up things. But so that was but it was interesting that's the way his mom came right out the gate, leading with that. The other thing she said I thought was interesting is, will you know how to lead Jason without him knowing he's being led?
Be led, right?
Yeah.
I was like, is that a trick question? That sounds like a trick question.
I mean, yes, but I like that question though, actually. I liked it. Yes. From a married perspective, I like that question. So, but Liz said that God will show
tell us more
on another episode. So Liz said that God would show her just how to maneuver through that, where she would be able to handle herself. So again, I appreciate her answer on that. And so, you know, it was great. Ash, come on down to Ashland, AJ and Kyra. She went to see his mother. His mother was just like, he said something so crazy too, right off the bat. Because him and his mom, Kyra and his mom, he said are both strong. He said, listen, I don't want to date my mother.
I know, right? That was interesting. Yeah. But sometimes, even though they say that, sometimes they end up doing that.
All the time.
It's what you're used to, what you know, and you gravitate to that.
That's right. Especially if it's a good mom relationship too. You know what I mean? Like they love that. So his mom and Kyra both strong women. His mother came right out the gate, like, listen, my son's 38 and I don't have any grandchildren and I want some. He's like, wait a minute, mom. Like,
hold up, wait a minute.
His mother was like a woman's woman. You know what I mean? Like a girl's girl, like how we ride for the women on, you know. So she was just like, listen, I wanted to make sure that he protected Kyra's heart, which I know, remember, that was one thing Kyra was worried about.
You always say, yeah.
Would AJ protect her heart? And when she said it, he kind of shook his head like, you know, I know. And I was like, oh, goodness, like, who have you been in the past with these women that your mama know? That
I know, right?
Yeah, she wanted to also
play a player, you know?
She wanted to also make sure that he just wasn't engaging to disengage. And I like that too. Because she said, a lot of times my son has had a lot of projects.
That's what I was saying.
To be a project. Yes. And all of that stuck with Kyra, like, I don't want to be a project either. You know?
No.
Yeah.
I wish she had gotten deeper into that. I wonder what the projects.
Yes. I
need to know more about that.
Hopefully they'll reveal it on the
reunion. Hopefully.
Yeah. So family, again, this was I Choose You. This is a final episode before they go into the reunion where everybody was ever linked up. They were trying to solidify and said like, hey, is it really you? Is it me? First, Bernicia was, Joel came with the roses. He was standing on the bridge. Bernicia came and they had a really great interaction. He said, I choose you because of, you're a great person. But, I like everything about you, wanting to get to know you. She said he wanted to know, why did you choose me? He wanted to know. And so they cut to fade and then they came when they
that
came.
was the poor effect, right? Because imagine like, I should have think about it.
Right. And so, but when she came back, she said, one thing I love, and I know you love this too, Shani, when she touched his heart. And she said, I chose you because of him, like meaning his heart. Like I chose who you are from on the inside, And she also said that I feel like Joel and I might get married. Remember
she said they want to be the first couple to get married, the first couple of RL history to get married.
I was like, so as we had predicted, Joel and Bernicia, they linked up. And so it seems like they're riding off into the sunset, which was wonderful. And Chris and Amber, they had their meeting and I thought Amber looked beautiful. She came in.
Was so cute. That dress was to die for. She looked
the dress. Talk about that dress. I said that dress is like, really great. And so Chris to me seemed like really giddy in this process with her. Like he really was super excited to maybe feel the deal.
Like that childlike innocence, that childlike whatever.
Right. Which feels so good when you're falling in love and you have that feeling. I mean, it's nothing like it. Like, I mean, it's just so great to have that feeling when you're falling in love. Hint, hint. So anyways. So yes, ChatSuite family. Somebody might be falling in love over here.
Oh my God, stop it.
So the thing with Chris and Amber, the one thing when they he was like, listen, like we, I want you, you want me. They talked about it. And the one thing that was so funny, I thought when they were getting ready to leave, she said, when Amber was telling Chris what caught, you caught my eye, she said, but you really caught my mind. And so
the mind.
Caught my mind. And so I think he really appreciated that. And she teased and said he felt like Tom Cruise on the Oprah show. He wanted to jump.
I know, he said he would jump on the couch like that.
I love that, right? And she teased him. She said, what about their retention? So, from intimacy. And she told him, I bet I can change your mind. So we know how that might, you never know. We're happy for them. Like that was really
I really am. I hope that they work out because they are so cute together.
I agree totally. And so then we got Liz on the bridge and she went there. And so she's looking and she's waiting like, is Jason coming? Jason coming? Liz looked beautiful. She looked really, and Jason came from behind with her with flowers. He's like, excuse me, like, to get her attention. And she seemed, I mean, I don't know where that's going, but she seemed like she was floating on cloud 9.
She did. She says, I got a man. That was cute. That was cute. Yeah. But I just don't like Jason. I'm sorry. I just think he was disingenuous. I'm sorry. I just feel like he was disingenuous. That thing with Kyrie, he played that all wrong. He did. I don't say play, but yeah, he played her, and I didn't like the way he moved with that. That was just not.
Well, they might be making another because she played JJ and he played her. So maybe they two players that need to get together.
Maybe so.
Both kind of like did the same like little shifty jive with other people. It's like, oh man. But like you said, LaShawn, Liz was like, Mama, I got a man. I love that. And she
got a man.
And you know what else she said that I thought was amazing?
What?
God didn't forget about me.
Woo!
When she said that, I said, come on, Liz.
God has promised happiness and he's always faithful to his word.
Thank you.
He may not come when you want him, but he's always right on time. Don't take you to church here like that.
Let's go. I don't know if Jason will be her guy, if they're, if they'll make it through. We'll see. They said they are, but somebody has to come for, because he even said himself. He said, as I'm walking up to her, I said to myself, how could all these dudes have passed her up?
Right.
Now, he's like, what is it? I'm just, so listen, just the
nobody, you can't really that of anybody. I mean, people need to stop that.
They need to.
There's so many reasons of the things happen the way they do, and it's not because of anybody's, anything that you did, anything that you don't have, anything that like don't do
nobody's
that.
Shortcoming. Like, stop making it like it's somebody has a shortcoming that they are not in a relationship.
Stop that.
They haven't been married. It doesn't mean any of that. I haven't met the right person yet.
Exactly.
That's it to it. And as I say, do it till you get it right. Okay?
Right.
All right.
Do it till you get it right.
Right, absolutely. I tell all my ladies, listen, they're about to get us crazy today. So it was AJ and Kyra, they came on down. He said his mother asked him also, is he romantic? She came in the room. He's on the piano playing a song that he wrote for her.
Yeah, see, Kyra. Did you do that man like that?
And when he said, I want to get to know you and see where this can go. She paused, hesitated. He said his heart sank. And she came and hit him out of left field. Like, what did she say?
Right in the gut.
Right in the gut. Right in the gut. She said, what I thought was what was so crazy is when he said you meet someone with the same commonalities and then you get a second chance with them. Because remember, they met, it didn't work. His money was funny, maybe could pay.
Yes.
Maybe he's got his finances all the way up. He can show personality. So he's not a broke up. He's a chauffeur. He's a show people. So he's like ready. He's like, listen, I got a second chance with you on this show. Who would know that we would come back together in this way? I think he was ready to kind of really step it up and say, like, I'm looking at everything, looking at everybody. You know, I'm not gonna let her slip out of my fingers again.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say she.
But I mean, it's like to me, and I'm just like Kyra. Like, so if this were the case, if you didn't really feel him like that, then what was the big issue with Jake? Why you couldn't tell Jason that I'll just be with you?
Like, there we go. That's what I kept saying.
I think it was ego for both of us. It's ego. She felt. I think it was ego because she's feeling some kind of way because he giving off. She know that because they probably have had some kind of interaction, and she was feeling some kind of way because of how he was dealing with. I mean, rolling with Liz like that, and so then she was like, "Well, hey, I got options too." But I was just like, because that man, you should have just left last week or week was that last week?
Yes.
When he said, no, you know what, AJ, and then if you still want to talk to him on the side out the show, then go for it.
That's right.
But to do all that, to like say, okay, yeah, and then tell him no. I mean, like, really? I mean, you're not about to get married, boo. Y'all just gonna get to know each other once.
Which is, oh my God, that's all I was saying. Like before, like she seemed like when she lost the power out of those situations, she couldn't handle that because again, I felt like she enjoyed having a little bit of that attention from both of them and being like, oh, I'm gonna be able to make the decision that you know what I mean? Who wouldn't love that? Any woman loves
that though. I hate to think that. I hate that though. I don't know. I mean, it could have been that, but I hate that she would have had that.
She may not. I'm probably wrong. I mean,
I don't know. Because to me, if it were the case, why was this such an issue with the AJ thing? And you could have just said to Jason, if this is how you, in the end, you're not even gonna choose this mofo. What?
So I'm serious because I was just like you did not want this guy. This was not in that way because she felt like he wouldn't protect that heart. And I think that was a big thing for her. And it was just like too late but one thing she said, of course, this is when she swung the bat out of left field. She said, I feel like we like each other enough to continue, but did they know each other enough to continue?
Right.
And I'm
didn't get to know each other.
That's right. What the hell?
Right?
Yes. Said bye-bye last week. But it, like you said, they're saying we don't know everything, of course, and we don't know how everything. We know. We only comment. We comment on the information.
What we see. That's all we can do is go by what we see.
Yeah. So when they get on social media, they back and forth saying you all don't know what's ever going on. Well, you're right. We don't know. We're only going on what we can see. So that's we can only comment on, have commentary in that space. So I think understand that as well. But listen, family, it was good. Couples got together that we thought was going to get together, and those that didn't work out, which was our baby girl Kyra and Ashlyn, otherwise known as AJ. That was no. So we're going to see how this reunion shakes out and what revelations that come from this, because it seems like it's fire too. But
I'm waiting with bated breath because that was like it's dang.
I mean, seriously.
We said we had 3 couples that are possible, and our possible fell through.
Yeah,
So they ended up with 3 couples after all, right?
right. Seriously, you never know what's going to happen with this, but
right.
Yeah, family, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you so much. We're loving our commentary here at the Chat Suite on this Ready to Love. They took us on a roller coaster this season. My goodness, Tommy had all the ups and downs and emotions. We were like, woo, this was something. But don't forget to subscribe, give us a big thumbs up, hit that notification bell, share these episodes with any of your girlfriends, any of your people that, love what we're doing here. And keep us going. Yeah. We'll talk to you later, Chat Suite family.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.